Hello, and welcome to Epiphany.
Dun 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 dun.
We have a very interesting lineup for this week. First up, Montesquieu, an overview.
After that, we've managed to get Jean-Jacques Rousseau in here to talk to us.
And Voltaire, via video.
You just love saying that, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Anyway, Mandy, how about we talk about Montesquieu before we go crazy about Voltaire?
Fine. The guy we all know and love from the prison letters, right?
Yep, and maybe almost 25 years old. But Uzbek and Rikas, his main characters' adventures in the unknown world, are still riveting. He also held office of President Voltaire in Parliament of Bordeaux and wrote The Spirit of the Laws.
Wow, this guy did a lot of stuff in the 66 years he had lived. 1989 to just last
week on the 10th of February, 1755. By the way, 1689, not 1989. That's kind of recent.
Oh.
Don't you think?
A little bit. I think
people know what year it is, though. Mandy.
It's exactly what it sounds like. Montesquieu was trying to explain human laws in social institutions.
Oh, like that's possible.
And now we've proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Montesquieu was insane. Let's get Rousseau out here.
Not so fast. I'll be back probably. Guess what you forgot?
How am I supposed to know? I forgot.
The lead story, silly.
Oh.
You'll want to stay tuned. Because up later, we have the ghost of
John Locke.
Let's just get Rousseau out here.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm sorry.
Go. Okay, we're good.
I just didn't.
Okay.
Whoa, it's Rousseau. I was half expecting another dead guy with the lineup we have today.
Sorry to disappoint, but I'm still very much alive.
Oh, that's hardly a disappointment. I happen to be rather fond of people who are still alive.
Me too.
Now let's banter more news. I've heard you have some rather interesting views on government legitimacy.
Perhaps you're thinking of my idea that a state is only legitimate if it's guided by the general will of its subjects. You see, real freedom from autocracy can only be achieved when people work for the common interest.
I see. But what if the majority is misguided? What if they make the wrong decision?
That many people are convinced of the wrong decision, then they'll have to figure out that that's wrong on their own. But it doesn't happen very often, and when it does, it doesn't tend to happen again for a few hundred years.
I think learning to be original would be mankind's greatest achievement. We seem to have terrible habit of repeating history. How would you solve this?
Whoa, I thought Rousseau was the philosopher here.
So did I, but really, I think perhaps better education is key here.
I couldn't agree more.
I'm sorry to cut your insightful, inspirational speech short, but I believe we've got to get Voltaire ready.
Via video.
Yes, via video, you goof.
Hey there, Voltaire. What's up?
Just on the news. How about you?
Wow, me too. What a coincidence.
Okay, you two. Let me quote you. More news, less banter.
That is mean. But, hey, Voltaire, you're known for your good temper, right?
Good. You'll need it with this one.
Well, don't worry. If she gets too out of hand, I'm also known for my sharp tongue. Ah, yes, criticizing the French monarchy. Well, that was quite a time. But don't worry, my prison days are over.
Criticizing the French government.
So it wasn't that your ideas were bad, but more like they were revolutionary.
What's this supposed to be?
No, we're not quite ready for you. I'm sorry, Voltaire. It seems we'll have to wrap this up. Thank you for your time. Are you afraid of ghosts? I sure hope not, because there are some in this very studio. Okay, we also have some thoughts on Montesquieu. But, without further ado, let us welcome the ghost of John Locke, everybody.
Yes. As I've said before, we have no innate knowledge, and therefore it puzzles me why humans are so presumptuous. Not all ghosts are scary, just me.
Yes, we're all a little thick-skulled sometimes. As I'm sure someone must have informed you by now, Montesquieu...
Who is this Montesquieu fellow you speak of?
He was the French philosopher.
Oh, no wonder I don't know. I've been haunting England, not France.
Can you give our viewers a quick synopsis of your works?
I believe that one of my most relevant here is an essay concerning the human understanding. My main goal was to determine the limits of human understanding. Now I see that my work should have been far easier if it had lived down this era. The limits of human understanding are very low indeed.
Ooh. What about your idea of unalienable rights, life, liberty, and
the pursuit of happiness. I dare say that's something I am definitely not engaged in presently. Rather, I'd call this an exercise in futility. All legitimate government is dependent upon the consent of the governed, no?
Well, yes.
Then I must say, if this, student, was a government, it would hardly be legitimate.
Well, folks, if that's not enough to keep you scared of ghosts, then I don't know what is. But that's all for today, folks. That's all for now.
Who, me?
Good night,
folks.
Goodbye. Yeah, bye. Not the line.
That is the line!
It's going.
Go.
Okay.
And the pursuit of happiness. I dare say that's something I am definitely not engaged in presently. What are you laughing at? You do not laugh at the ghost of John Locke. Stop it!
I tried so hard to make that work.